Founders Floor, a co-working accelerator for startups.
What my analyses of solo versus co-founded teams are is that the solo have a lower average performance than the co-founded teams.
This video is brought to you by Procopia Law, the recommended law firm of Founders Floor.
But a higher variance of performance. And what that means is that what you have is the solo founders who are armed for battle. They are able to get to about the performance, because the high end of the variance, they're able to get to about the performance of the co-founded teams. But the ones who don't co-found, who should have co-founded and go solo instead, they're much more likely to completely crater. And so that's where a bit of that self-awareness, a bit of that knowledge about am I armed for battle is a critical thing, not just for deciding whether you're going to go and leap, but whether you should go and leap on your own and be Superman and take the weight of the world on your own broad shoulders to be able to go and do it all on your own. If you have proactively done your checklist, go back to the checklist of the readiness part that we were talking about. If you've gone and mapped that out and you've gone and proactively checked off all the key boxes there, you are suited to go and solo found. And then you can make glory happen on your own. You don't have to take on a whole bunch of these tensions that we'll probably get into around the things that blow up teams. It's pretty easy to go and negotiate an equity split with yourself. It's pretty easy to go and figure out who's going to be CEO when you're solo founding. And so you're not going to have to go and wrestle with all of those pieces yourself. But if you've gone in your passion and misread about your readiness for it, or because you don't have a roadmap of where things are likely to go, you don't understand the challenges that you are not suited for, then it's far more likely that you're going to be cratering at the bottom end of that distribution. When we're talking, it's far easier to talk in terms of extremes. We're talking about solo versus co-found, and that's going to be a bunch of things that we're going to talk about tonight. It's going to be easier to go and talk about buckets like that. But there's also a whole bunch of the in-betweens that we're going to have to neglect because it's going to take a while to get into. But you've got quasi-founders, you've got early hires that are much more in the middle there. Those are sometimes some of the solutions to some of these pieces. If you have some of the unchecked boxes, it could be you get a co-founder, but maybe it's that you start off instead with a very dedicated advisor who then maybe becomes more involved over time and things like that. So we will be talking more in extremes, but this is one of the great cases of where there are in-betweens for that also.